Hey tennis fans, I'm Grace Carter and this is Tennis Now presented by Tennis Express. Tennis Express delivering wow customer service. The 2016 season brought success stories and some scandal. So this week, we're going to spotlight some of the lowlights, examining 3 scandals that jolted the sport. On opening day of the Australian Open, tennis was rocked by match-fixing charges. An investigative report by BuzzFeed News and the BBC alleged that 16 players, all of whom had been ranked in the top 50, were linked to match fixing. Most disturbing, the report charged tennis's governing bodies were aware of the ongoing corruption and refused to address it. Novak Djokovic confirmed that a member of his team was approached years ago in St. Petersburg by the fixers.
I was not approached directly. I was approached through, me personally, through people that were working with me at that time. They were in my team, and of course we threw it away right away. I mean, it didn't even get to me. You know, it made me feel terrible because I don't want to be anyhow linked to this kind of, somebody may call it an opportunity. I call it for me, that's an act of unsportsmanship, a crime in sport, honestly.
The ATP chief says the report mainly referred to events from about 10 years ago and says the ATP would investigate any future information. Well, Daniel Collerer, the first player ever hit with a lifetime ban for betting corruption, said he was offered $50,000 to fix a match.
Aware that it is there. I think it is on an incredibly small level, and it's our business to going forward that we keep acting upon this in the best possible way.
In Chennai, they offered me $50,000 to lose against Davydenko first round, and in Paris, they offered me double money to lose against Masu in straight sets, and also a bigger amount than $50,000 against Tipsarevic in Moscow.
Tennis Australia announced measures to combat corruption at the 2017 Aussie Open, including hiring a couple of full-time investigators, increased security and limiting credentials at the Open, increasing early round and qualifying prize money in an effort to deter players from match fixing, and blocking access to all gambling sites through the Tennis Australia public Wi-Fi at the tournaments. Now, you may recall last year that the Australian Open became the first Grand Slam to sign a sponsorship with a bookmaker, William Hill. At the 2017 Australian Open, William Hill will have no sponsorship signage. Okay, the season's second major scandal sprang from an Australian Open drug test. That's when Maria Sharapova tested positive for the banned substance meldonium following her quarterfinal loss to Serena Williams, and she was initially hit with a 2-year ban.
But on January 1st, the rules had changed, and meldonium became a prohibited substance, which I had not known.
The former world number 1 appealed that ban to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, earning a reduced 15-month sentence. That makes Maria eligible to return to the pro circuit on April 26, 2017, just in time for Roland Garros. However, the story did not end there. A tense PR battle between Sharapova and the ITF escalated. In her first major TV interview after the suspension was shortened,
is it for you a repudiation of the International Tennis Federation?
It is. It's sad to say that, but I think it really is. I feel that in many ways, I have this incredible opportunity to play tennis again. But what I went through, and as I said when I received the email back in March.
However, the ITF disputed nearly every single claim made by Sharapova. In a parting shot to Sharapova, the ITF rejected her claim that it could have done a better job warning her that meldonium was added to the banned list. The ITF said that since Sharapova had failed to declare her use of meldonium on any doping control form, and since the World Anti-Doping Agency's program is anonymous, it had no way of knowing that she was using the banned drug until she tested positive. Here's how some of her colleagues reacted to the decision in Maria's case. Our third scandal, Nick Kyrgios, at the center of another scandal storm this year. After exerting little effort in a 48-minute tank job loss to Misha Zverev in Shanghai back in October, Kyrgios insulted fans, saying,
I'm what? What does that even mean? I'm good because I'm good at hitting a tennis ball at the net, like, big deal. Like, I don't owe him anything. Like, it's my choice. If you don't like it, I don't ask you to come watch. Just leave.
The bizarre meltdown, which came a few days after Kyrgios won his third title of the year in Tokyo, initially resulted in a $16,500 fine. The ATP later fined Kyrgios an additional $25,000 and suspended him for 8 weeks. That suspension was later shortened to 3 weeks as Kyrgios agreed to see a sports psychologist. Kyrgios, who just completed the IPTL season, reflected on his suspension, telling Fox Sports News that he believes he has benefited from his break, taking treatment with a sports psychologist and taking time off of the ATP tour.
It's been good. It's given me time to think about everything that happened this year. But I wasn't actually going to play any of the tournaments till the end of the year. But obviously I wouldn't have wanted to get suspended. But it just gave me time to think about and analyse everything I got to get better at. And it's just, for me, it's just physically and mentally still just the two main things that I get better at.
The 13th ranked Kyrgios will rejoin his partner Daria Gavrilova to try to defend Australia's Hopman Cup championship next month. Will we see a calmer and gentler Nick Kyrgios in 2017? We'll have to wait and see. That's the news for now. I'm Grace Carter. We'll see you next time here on Tennis Now.